I'm gonna do this since this was my top 8 deck and all that. Now there's been a few tweaks. Originally I had to go across the gap, starter, counterblast 1, put it into the soul, bring out a unit, but I switched it for Puss in Boots. I'm glad they changed the Cat Knight in Boots to keep from lawsuits. Just show some of my possible, combos with this deck. And I give myself 1 damage, just to give myself 1 damage. It's no biggie. Alright. So, alright, we'll say this is my first ride. Everything, make sure everything's in the camera. That's my first ride. That was my second. Now, Cat Knight in Boots doesn't ever leave, so you ain't never really got to worry about that too much. Alright, Bunny Queen Beast Tamer. I've had a lot of people ask me on like the forums and stuff. Moon deck. I chose Bunny Queen because anybody who doesn't play her, I think, any one unit put it. But alright. So the combo for this turn, this is considered a stride turn. You have 1 damage. I only have 3 cards in hand, all that good-ish. So basically what I'll do, use her ability, go through, add Purple Trapezes to soul, shuffle and all that good-ish. Put her in the soul. And then go to my stride turn. Lunatic drops. Lunatic, when he's placed, flip 1, anything that's 2. Now this comes out and comes out its own effect when units place Generation Break 1 on your Vanguard circle, grade 3 or higher or whatever. You can call it from your soul. When this thing is called from the soul, Magia, it can call something from the soul. So I'll call a Betty. So this got +2 and this got +2. And then I Prankster Girl from Mirrorland, which I believe is like a 3 to 4 of. And then I call Dark Side Princess. Now, this is assuming because the reason I'm at 1 damage is I'm trying to show you how much you can do with only 1 damage. This is basically like late game turn, like 4 damage push or whatever. So this got +2, this got +2. Let me get my dice and make sure y'all are up to par on everything. Get my sack. Alright, so this came out the soul, that got +2. This came out the soul, that got +2. Alright, so how does what's up?
It looks better when I view it on the app. I mean, not the app, but the actual website, like when it's streamed on my tablet. But the computer looks like shit.
Okay. I swing with Dark Side Princess. Her abilities, when she attacks Vanguard, she gives herself +5. So it's a 14. Once again, this is to optimize combo with the least amount. Count 10K, they're 11. No problem, cool. After she attacks, she goes into the soul. Next attack, 4 plus the 9, 13K swinger. No, either take it or not. So it's another 5K to stop. I'd counterblast 1 off of her ability after it attacks to put Prankster Girl into the soul, Superior Call, Flying Parry Time, who gets +2. Now, before his ability goes off and I choose to use his, I use Mirrorland's effect. When she's put into the soul, a Generation Break, put her back into the deck, put her back into the deck, and then I choose 1 card out of my soul, out of my deck, put it into my soul. I choose another, all that good crap. Alright, now I'll resolve his ability, which is when he's brought out, Soul Charge 1, Superior Call 1. Purple Trapezes comes out, gives that +2.
There's 3 viewers. Who's that?
Purple Trapezes procs. This puts Betty back into the soul. Betty goes into the soul to Superior Call, Parry Time. Gets +2 because it came out of soul for Lunatic. Moonlight Betty drops, gets another +2. Now, I had so far, I've had a 14K line with Dark Side Princess. I had a 13K line with Mirrorland and Betty, which reset up my rear guard lines, which gave me a 16 with the +4, so 20K. and then a 15 plus 4 is a 19k. So in these first initial lines, they guard, they're good. If they get a trigger, Mirrorland would be the only one that kind of wouldn't work, but even if they got one trigger, these lines would still force a 5k out of their hand, and you still have these attacks. So then, you know, you do according. I normally always swing with this first because it's a weaker line, but realistically, a 24, if I got a trigger, it'd be a 24, this would be 25. It's the same thing when it comes to overall guard.
You just got full field.
So, yeah, and I plus the full field off of dropping that. And then I'll swing with this, check 2, drop check 3. Don't really care about triggers, and I'll swing with that. Now, in that turn, I got 5 attacks, a triple drive check. Guard-wise, we'll pretend like P-shields don't really freaking exist. Since this was, what, plus 7, this was a 33k line, and we're going to go for normally 2 to pass with this just to be, you know, legit or whatever. Swinging for 33, they'd have to drop 2 10Ks and what, 5K? What, 2 10Ks, 2 10Ks, 5K, 25, 36. No, they'd have to drop 3 10Ks.
Jesus.
For 2 to pass for that. For the first one, they'd have to drop a 5 for the Dark Side Princess, and then a 5 for another one. So that's 40K. And then these would swing and be another 10 per. So it'd be 60k shield, which you'd have to drop in that one turn. And that was with 1 counter blast. Now, I think that's why, like, definitely this deck did so well at Richmond. And I topped because of the explosive power of the deck. And keep in mind, that's my first turn stride.